The Saturday night crash. Huh. Don't know why. I don't know why I love you like I do. But that's what happened. And we're at 000. I'm going to read some scripture. Ted Richards has found us. It is so cold, this room. Um, Proverbs 10 in the New King James Version. Excuse me. The Proverbs of Solomon. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish son is the grief of his mother. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteous delivers from death. But righteousness delivers from death. The Lord will not allow the righteous soul to famish, but he casts away the desire of the wicked. He who has a slack hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. He who gathers in summer is a wise son. He who sleeps in harvest is a son who causes shame. Oh, it was wonderful being back in church tonight. 7 o'clock. Pastor John was not there, but Pastor Jose was, and I knew him 20 years ago when my second wife and I went to Goodwill Church for 5 years. And he was standing in the back. He did not preach. Another pastor preached. And so I stood in the line. And when I got up to Jose, I saw that look of recognition. And he said, Jack? I said, hi, Pastor Jose. He wasn't a pastor when I knew him. And he had a lot more hair, and it was thick and black and curly. And it's not that anymore. But he's been a pastor for a while now. And it was great to see him. But I'll tell you, there were a lot of friends and acquaintances we had back then when it was in the little chapel church, which is not far from the big church that's been constructed. And not one of them, I did not see one of them. Pastor Jose was the only one from the church of 20 years ago, the church between 2005 and 2010, when Pickles and I, my second wife, moved to Rock Hill, South Carolina. So there you go. They had coffee and everything as you come in. I don't drink it, but I'm drawn to try to taste it again. I'll have the same experience I had the last time, I think. Look at that. 24 have joined us. 6 likes. Thank you. Todd Bradshaw saying goodnight to Cindy. Even his computer got tired of him talking so much. Well, thanks a lot, dear Cindy. And I was going to take you to the Golden Corral. He used his what? These Dollar Trees don't read the screen as well as they read print on the page. Sue Fenner joins us. Hi, Sue. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just wrapping up here, but because I'm freezing. It's 25 degrees out there and probably around, I don't know, 40 something in the room here. Maybe Jack needs GB. Now I see it. GB. GB. Yeah, it's definitely, this computer is not going to overheat tonight there, Ted. No way. No way. See, Cindy's not really leaving. She just said yuck. Some people like that word yuck. Gigabytes. Is that something you have for a late night snack? Gigabytes? Hmm. Jack, it's hot tonight. Well, I certainly talked up a storm. We just came on to visit with you for a spell, you know? The other video, I don't wanna compete with my own video, that's dumb. And look at Girl Happy helping me out there from Australia. Oh, she wants me to drink some hot coffee, don't you? I'd have to have light and sweet. I'd have to, you have do you have a Dunkin' Donuts in Australia? Probably not, right? What about these Polish donuts I keep hearing about here on the East Coast? Yes, I bet you my friend, Gene Phillips might know about these Polish donuts. They have them at the Price Chopper, someone said. Do I need another donut? No, I had one tonight, and I'll leave the rest for somebody else. But thank you so much, Girl Happy Aisha. And I certainly might enjoy a cup of tea. I had one just a little while ago, but it's just I've had this strange desire to like coffee all of a sudden that I feel I've missed so much. But when I taste it, you know, especially hazelnut would be one because I love hazelnut. You need to drink now. I hope you mean I can't do that. It causes cancer. I said that tonight. Will you listen to the Surgeon General of the United States? I mean, do you even have a Surgeon General in Australia? Or is a kangaroo your Surgeon General? It puts everything in his pocket. He puts it right there in the pocket. He goes into the jewelry store and things end up in his pocket. You can't catch him. He hops right out. He does. They have locks on most jewelry stores. They lock you in when you're there, and they want to kind of look at you. But how does that really work? If you see someone standing outside that door, and why are you thinking that they could be a threat to you? I mean, they're not standing there with a gun or a knife. Why are you thinking that? So they look like a gangster? See the trouble that we can get into in that kind of scenario, and you're just trying to not be robbed, or worse, robbed in something else. Jack, what is your take on Dollar Tree kind of being misleading with the prices over their higher price items? Yeah, you mentioned that before. I just think it was time, Jody. A dollar just doesn't do it anymore. They were making when it was a dollar before everything went up, they were making something like 23 cents a product. That's all they were making. So I kind of understand it, and I overheard in the laundry someone who used to work at Dollar Tree said now that the prices vary because there's still a lot of $1.25 stuff. That's just a quarter more. They said now that they're doing that with the $3 and the $5 prices. They're making hand over fist now. But, like take frozen foods. You don't want the frozen foods to be limited to a dollar because they'll have the junk of the junk. But now you can go in there and you can find a couple of Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches, uh, maybe three in a pack for $5, and that's not bad because Jimmy Dean puts out a good product, even though he's dead. He's still doing his own commercials. Of course, he never mentions the products because they didn't exist at the time, half of them, half of them. So I'm okay with it. I love Dollar Tree, but boy, don't get stuck behind that clown that wants balloons and the manager won't come out of the office and there's only one guy or woman on register and you're going to be there for a while. You're going to be there for a while. You're like held prisoner. So don't go to Dollar Tree on a Saturday morning, worst time you could go, Sunday morning, birthday parties in the afternoon. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, no, no. Not around the holidays at certain times either. Gail George, hello everyone from Columbia, Tennessee, outside Nashville, Tennessee. Well, at least you said Columbia this time. You probably have before. But yeah, welcome. It's kind of cold there, I bet, isn't it? And we found Carmen Sylvia from New Zealand again. And so, we have $2 trees here. one in the town of Walk Hill and one in Middletown. And good friend of mine works at one of them. And we go in there and we buy laundry detergent, and we buy, sometimes I have to have my Junior Mints. It's supposed to be a low-fat candy. Dark chocolate, too. That's good for you. It's good for you. This is what I tell myself, Sammy. No, I don't need to be eating, power bars and protein shakes all the time. I can have some Slim Jims. Don't have to have the whole pack, the whole box. Just have 3, 4. You've had a little treat. Well, let me have 1 or 2 more. And that leads to 1 or 2 more. And before you know it, Sammy, I ain't got none. I ain't got none. I am mad as heck, and I'm not going to take it anymore. People say, just give me my toaster and my microwave and my TV, and I won't say anything. No, you've got to tell them you are mad as hell, and you're not going to take it anymore. Oh, the great Peter Finch? Peter O'Toole? No, it was Peter Finch, right? From Network with Faye Dunaway and William Holden. He was the newscaster who went crazy on the air. He'd come in with ruffled hair the last minute before the newscast started with and still have his trench coat on. It had been raining. His hair is messed up, and he would go on air and start these rants, and the ratings for his newscast went through the roof. He was a prophet now. He was a prophet. That was great. That was a great movie. It was. Well. What do you take for blood pressure meds? I take metoprolol, 100 milligrams twice a day. I have cardiomyopathy. It's important to keep the blood pressure down. In fact, right now, I will reach for my metoprolol, and I will take my evening dose. So I'm going to go downstairs for a little while and warm up. I used to take others, and they have side effects. What did I take? Can't remember now. But it seems to do well by me. My numbers are good. I have a blood pressure monitor system that's hooked up. They get my readings at Middletown Medical. They keep an eye on me. And then, of course, the defibrillator in my chest keeps an eye. I have a little system here. Looks like a cell phone that takes my readings as I'm sleeping, etc., etc. Jack, you do a great English accent. Not really. There are some people really good at it, though. That late comic that I talk about all the time, and I've played some of his stuff here, who does the Chinese buffet routine. Pinette. John Pinette, is it? He does a lot of great accents, but it's not in fashion right now. So I told people on the Thursday night show that I just stumbled across on Tubi for free. You can see this. The language is not always good, but there's no Lord's name in vain, which is really good that I could find. Thank God. But Craig Ferguson's new special just released on Tubi called I'm So Happy. It'd be perfect for you, Aisha. I'm so happy. He, of course, did Late Night with Craig Ferguson and now is in talks to return to Late Night. He took himself out of it. He had just had enough of working every day. But he talks about all his maladies and what he went through, getting COVID twice, getting a UTI. And I'll tell you, from the moment he hits the stage to the moment he's finished there in Minneapolis, they taped this, he held them in the palm of his hand. I've never seen Craig Ferguson that funny. Never. Always charming, always charming. So if he comes back to late night, I will watch him because I am sick of Colbert. Jimmy Fallon, he does wonderful imitations of people like Jim Morrison and stuff like that. Neil Young, terrible talk show host, terrible interviewer, silly. It's always the same question. So, how's your kids doing and all this? Or he plays these mindless games over and over. But he does some good bits like go on, get, go on, get. Jimmy Fallon is very funny in a skit kind of deal, or where he's a very talented musician and very talented imitator. But in terms of an interviewer, Jay Leno could get serious when he needed to and do a really good serious interview. Jimmy cannot. He definitely cannot. Jimmy Kimmel all sold out to the woke movement and just go on, get, go on, get. You are potentially the funniest of the three, and yet you threw it all away because you got Trump derangement syndrome. Go on, bye bye. You've lost half your audience. Why are they keeping you on? And you shouldn't have to when you tell a host like Jimmy Kimmel, ABC went to Jimmy Kimmel and said that, you've lost half your audience. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? He says, I'm not changing. Okay, you're not changing, but then we're gonna take you to court, and we're be damned if we're going to pay you a salary when you are, guilty of insubordination. I don't think Conan should have got paid for uh, walking away from NBC when they moved the Tonight Show back to 12:05 a.m. The contract said that he would get the Tonight Show for a number of years. It didn't say what time slot, but they paid him millions to walk away, and then he went to, of course, Turner. Um, what do you call it? Not Turner Classic Movies, obviously, the other Turner channel, and he did all right. I'm a Conan fan, but no, they should have let him take his characters with him, though. That they should have done. I'll agree with that much. He should have said, "All right, you don't have to pay me, but let me take my characters with me." Jack, our health system is very good here, says Aisha. Really? Uh-huh. Um, we have this thing called Medicare, but you have to have a supplement to go with it. And even then, you get these Medicare Advantage plans. Thank God I'm not on one. I almost was. The city of New York almost pushed us onto it. And then there was a lawsuit. But now I've got more copays. I never had any copays. And now I've got a $60 deductible on my prescription plan. Found that out the other night, excuse me, and now $15 copays for everything from a blood test to a specialist to a regular doctor. Some people have much more, though, much higher, so I understand. But, it's just more and more surprise stuff coming out. So thank you for hitting the thanks button. It helps me stay above water. Richard Lyon still here? Well, I have to get some sleep. Yeah, another losing day ahead of me in football. Oh dear. Football, football, football. It's like coffee. What am I missing here? What am I missing? First, the gym until next time. I told you, Richard, did you clear that with your cardiologist? You're talking about you may have to have heart surgery and you're going to a gym with lifting weights? Vivian Lee Lyon, talk some sense into that man. Oh dear. Oh dear. Somebody put goal up there. My goal is just to make the bare minimum. That's all. One mind, one spirit is here. Turmeric causes cancer cells. Oh, I thought you can say it causes cancer cells to not be able to eat. It's a good herb. You don't have to sell it to me. One mind, one spirit. I know that. I season my food with it at least once a week. Well, I have turmeric supplements, but when I started on this Camzyos, the first person that I spoke to over at the CVS Specialty Care, which was a pharmacist, gave me a really good reasons not to take turmeric with being on Camzyos. But she was the only one that ever did. Looking it up on the internet, talking to her coworkers, no one says, no, you can take turmeric. But she was so convincing, it scared the heck out of me, Carson was the king of late night. You certainly are right. Dick Cavett was great as well, who was opposite Carson. He provided an alternative, and I love that. Merv Griffin, great, but better at 8:30 at night in later years when he didn't have to compete with the other late night guys. Big Merv fan. He was so smooth, Merv. He was so smooth. He sat there with Sean Cassidy one night and just looked at him like he was looking at, like, a fine sirloin steak and said, "Well, you're just as beautiful as your mother, Shirley Jones." I think Merv wanted to take Sean home, but so did a lot of girls and quite a few boys, if we're going to be honest. Quite a few. We got PBS, Public Broadcasting System. You don't get our PBS, do you? Or is that some kind of malady? Todd Bradshaw, same here, Ted. I have not watched late night shows since David Letterman. He was really, if you were going to say there was one person who would challenge Carson, Letterman was incredible. He was throwing watermelons off the 15th floor. I saw that. Before that, Carson. Yeah, yeah. No, it's true. David Letterman was my son loved David Letterman and saw him with his cousin Amy. His cousin Amy. I didn't get to go. We we tried, Karen and I, when it was too late, and we haven't been to the city since. I don't think that was years ago, maybe 2012, or I don't know. It was very late in when David was getting ready to leave. I saw Johnny Carson twice in Burbank, California. Once with Norman Boorady, once by myself. Norman Boorady would become my landlord for my first job in radio up in Dunkirk, New York, while the station was in Fredonia. Yeah. Larry King was great. True Jody Smith. Often very unprepared, but he made it work for him. He didn't read the books most of the time. And that's why it could fail, and it failed big time with Jerry Seinfeld when he literally asked Jerry Seinfeld whether he was canceled or he decided to quit. And Jerry Seinfeld said, "Larry, we were the number one sitcom on the network, something like 30 million viewers a week. Do you know who I am, Larry?" And Larry King said later, "Yeah, I think he was genuinely pissed, and I understood it. I understood it. I should have known. I should have known." A really good interviewer never asks a question that he doesn't know the answer to. Certainly a good cop never does. Yeah. Although they try to get things out of you, I suppose, right? I watch my Dexter, you know, been watching the whole series now. I've been keeping up with Original Sin, the prequel, which took a break. I guess it comes back Monday with episode 5. But I've been watching the whole series, and so I'm watching season 2 right now, and with the great Keith Carradine. I never knew. I didn't even know it was him at first because he looks different. He looks still handsome, and this was done in 2006. But I didn't know I was watching the guy that was a one-hit wonder with the song "I'm Easy." Yes, I'm easy. Take my hand and pull me down. I won't put up any fight 'cause I'm easy. It was a big hit record in the 70s for Keith Carradine. He never had another one. He never did. He tried, but he never did. I miss some of those old shows. Brenda left. She went to bed. Remember? She said good night. She's still here? Here she is. Yeah. These good nights don't tend to work out, I've noticed with you, Brenda. I went with Dr. Sherwood. Um, no more needed. Meow. Meow. METV. Oh, MeTV. Yeah. I used to have that when I had Hulu, but I got rid of Hulu because I'm not supporting Disney in any way, shape, or form. And I will never go in another Target store for the rest of my life. I won't step foot in one, even to get to the parking lot at the Galleria. I won't do it. I'm sticking to that. They're on my S list. My S list. I have a list when I say S list. So I gotta go get some warmth, guys, and I don't know what I'll have, but probably something I shouldn't have. Half price with your medication, says I have a very good plan, but apparently I have a $60 copay now. I mean a $60 you know beginning of the year fee. So there you go. And they want it all at once. So there you go. Thank you for watching Worldwide Ramblings for this Saturday night, the 4th, now into the 5th here in Eastern Standard Time. Watch for more short videos that'll be coming up. Please watch our new video on the breaking news concerning Bob Joyce and Elvis. Imagine saying those names in the same breath. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Replay crowd, thank you. Thank you, Todd Bradshaw. Thank you for a good stream, says Todd. I'll talk to you on the email later today. All have a great Sunday, right? Enjoy the rest of the weekend. God bless you all. And Sam, Sammy, and Ted, too. Yeah, well, they're in a class by themselves, But then again, so is Aisha, and Brenda Noyce is one of a kind. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bye-bye for now.